Hello guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be cutting down the best trade bait from all NHL teams. Now, a lot of teams have obvious trade candidates, and other teams just have nobody that really stands out, and you just have to pick somebody. But I'm going to have a trade piece from each NHL team, and I think will get moved. Some of them are really just there because there's nobody else to pick. Some of them are really quite obvious. Now, like some rebuilding teams, they have like 5 different pieces that you can go. Like Carolina, there's like 5 different pieces where you could see. I mean, if they're bad, you could trade them. But like teams like, I don't know, let's see, like Philly, they were pretty hard to see trading anybody because they really just had so many bad contracts that like nobody would really want. But you know, like it was a tough list to make, but it's a pretty fun one. Now, let's get started. It's not in any particular order. It's just that I started with a couple, and then I just went from like alphabetical order teams. So it's really in no order whatsoever. So we'll have to see. But first off, I just wrote it first because it was the first one that came up on my mind. Matt Duchene from Colorado. It's pretty obvious at this point that he's going to be traded somewhere in the next 1 or 2 years. I mean, I could see them keeping him, but I mean, I really can't see a team not overpaying for him because he is a pretty good. He is probably a top 5 second liner in the game, at the least. If you acquire him and put him on your second line. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a big question if he actually gets traded because again, Colorado has a big hole in that second line center if they do trade him, and I don't know if they'll get a piece back that will fill that role, like maybe send him to Ottawa and get like Jean-Gabriel Pageau or something like that. I don't know, but I mean they want first round pick, so I don't know if they'll get Pageau on a first round pick, but it is what it is. Second on Buffalo, Vander Kane. Of course, with like the locker room issues and he had a pretty decent season this season. That's what kind of rose his stock from being pretty much in the dumpster. He has an okay contract. It's not bad, but it's not going to entice a team that's like strapped up in cap. Now he is a good player, and I think that I think he has gotten a little better in that morale department. But if he can tighten it up all the way through, he's a pretty appetizing piece. But he still has that basically criminal record, if you want to say that for his trade value. But teams look at that, and that could definitely drop his price. So you could say, hey, Buffalo, just keep him, But that's my pick. I think Buffalo is one of the harder teams, but I think that's who will go now. For third team, Anaheim, I have either Cam Fowler or Sammy Vatanen. I think that Cam Fowler is more likely, but I don't think that Anaheim will, just because they're a good team, and I don't know if they want to trade them. Why would you if you're in the race and you think you got a shot this year? Why would you trade him? So I really don't think that that's gonna happen. But if it's like people are saying that, oh, Cam Fowler's totally gonna get traded. I'm like, no, not really. It's not really gonna happen. But it's not likely. But I have him as the same odds as Sammy Vatanen getting traded. Like either two of them get traded. But who knows if Anaheim really cares about Cam Fowler's age, that he's older as opposed to Sammy Vatanen, who's younger. For Arizona, it really isn't. It wasn't that easy because they don't have too many real guys. Like I don't think they're going to trade Derek Stepan. I don't think any teams really want him for that price. But we'll see. I have Tobias Ryder. I mean, he isn't that great of a player, but maybe he could fill a fourth line role for some team. Maybe even Dallas. I mean, I am a Dallas fan, but I don't know if I really want him on there. I think our fourth line is figured out, but I don't know. Number 5, I have Ryan Spooner from Boston. I don't think he really. I mean, he fits on Boston, but I don't think they really want him. He hasn't done fantastic for them, and probably a change of scenery will help that. But I love his name, and I hope he does well just because of his name. But I don't think he fits in their eyes. I think he fits in my eyes. I think he fits, but in their eyes, I don't think he does. But he should turn out to be a good third line forward for them, kind of like a Bruce Sutter from Vancouver. But if they want to get rid of him, go ahead. 6, Calgary. It was kind of hard to do this, or not to do it, but to find somebody. Michael Furland. I don't think they will trade him, but he is a depth guy that is kind of getting paid quite a bit for having depth, and I don't know if they want to pay that. So, in Calgary's eyes, I can see them wanting to get rid of that. For 7th, Justin Williams from Carolina. There's lots of options, but I think Justin Williams makes the most sense, especially if Carolina is out of the race. They trade him to a contender, and then that contender goes far in the playoffs, probably, except if it's Washington, But I could, especially if they're bad, it's like 90% likely that he'll get traded. Kind of like a flip. For you sign him free agency, you flip him. So that's Carolina. I mean, they have quite a few options, like Falk and Stahl, which I don't think will get traded, but who knows. If Chicago, Richard Panik, I don't think that he will get traded, but if they do decide to get rid of that cap, which is a bit much for a guy that, I don't know, he isn't great, but if you play him with Kane and Taves, then who knows. But I don't think they will. I think they'll stick with somebody else like Hinostroza, but there's lots of guys that fill that role for them that they have. So I don't know if they want paying that. 9, Jack Johnson from Columbus. He has an expiring deal. He hasn't paid that much, but I think that they won't. I don't know if they'll bring him back in the offseason. So I think they would try and get trained to even a team like Dallas again. But I don't think it's really all that good at all. But I think he's overrated, and I think they can get a good haul for him. 10, Dallas. I have Dan Ham. He was, again, another defenseman on a expiring deal. If a team that's contending has a hole like Pittsburgh, like last year, where they were requiring a defenseman out of everywhere, they can go for that. He's a good option. He's a good solid defensive option. Stick checking and all that. And you really can't go wrong with him. 11, Mike Green from Detroit, another defenseman from an expiring deal. He fits the bill for a lot of contenders that would be probably the best top 6 guy in the league if they choose to put him on there. But I'd rather, he is a top 4 guy. He plays like a top 4 guy, and I'd rather see him on the top 4. But if a team is stacked like Nashville and they want to go out and get Mike Green, they can go ahead. I mean, he won't get the minutes, but he'll play great for you. 12, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins from Edmonton. I didn't think he would get traded for this offseason, but getting Chris Russell on that terrible deal and Draisaitl on that pretty overpaid contract, I don't think there's room for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I just really don't think there's room for him. I think he'll go to a team possibly like New York or Rangers, to be honest, or maybe like Carolina. Who knows? A team that needs winger help. There's a lot of them, but I mean maybe like Buffalo. I don't know. But maybe a swap for Nugent-Hopkins to it. Again, there's lots of options. There's lots of options out there. 13, Jason Ramirez from Florida, a team that there's a lot of options there for trade pieces, trade bait. But I don't think that he'll get moved. But there was a lot of. It was pretty hard to choose from Florida, and that's probably the best bet. I mean, it isn't that great of a contract. I think it's like 3 more years, like 4.6. I don't know how many teams want to tackle that, to be honest, besides the team at Florida. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't too many options for Florida, and well, that's what I have to go with. 14, Alec Martinez / Jake Muzzin from LA. Another kind of Anaheim situation where I think that both of them could be moved. More likely it's Alex Martinez, but I think Jake Muzzin fits that bill of the Kings more. But if one had to be traded, I think it would be Martinez, just because he's getting up there in age. And I don't think they want to trade the contract. I think it's like 2 more years at $4 million or something like that. But they decide to go with the Dustin Brown contract. I don't know. They're weird. But I think that they don't. It's not that they don't have room. It's just that I don't know if they want to pay that money for him. I don't think it's quite worth that. I think it's He's around 3.8, something around there, but not quite 4 million. Number 6 or number 15, Mika Koivu from Minnesota. He has an expiring deal. I mean, he's a heart and soul of that Minnesota team, but I can definitely see him trading him, especially if they don't have a good season. Somehow, I think that they will have a good season, but if they don't have a good season, I think it's pretty likely that he'll go just because he's 34, and who knows how much he asks for in the offseason. He'll probably ask for $6 million again for 1 or 2 years, and who knows, maybe Minnesota wants to get rid of that contract, get a first-round pick possibly. Maybe if a team like Montreal wants to bite on that, they go ahead and get that, you know. There's lots of teams that need a center, fantastic third liner, maybe second liner. He's probably a more cheap option than Matt Duchene, and probably he's more defensively sound. And who knows, maybe that's a better option to go for. Number 16, Carl Chenyuk, Montreal. It's not exactly. I think that Galchenyuk will go. I think that there's just not a lot of other options because it seems like Montreal loves almost every single piece that they have right now. Like they don't really want to get rid of them. And if there had to be one, I think it would be Galchenyuk, just because they aren't really happy with him and they want to get him in a center role, and he's not, or a winger role, and he's not really like that. But I mean, if they'll get a hefty haul for him if they do trade him. You would think, like, maybe some team fleeces them. Who knows? But there wasn't a lot of options for Montreal because I think they like their team right now. We'll have to wait and see. Number 17, another hard team to figure out a player from this, but I gotta go with Pekka Rinne. You know, he's getting up there in age. I mean, he brought him to the Stanley Cup, and I think UC Saros is his time to step up in that starting role. And get some good playing time. I mean, he was great last season. He was decent in the playoffs when he had the chance. I think that's who they're going to go for. I mean, if I was them, I would trade Pekka Rinne, but you never know. You never know. 18 from New Jersey. I picked Adam Henrique. He has 2 more years, I think $4 million. Not a bad contract for him, but I think that they don't really have too much space on the team. He's a great third liner, but who knows if he wants to be a second liner. And he goes to a team like, I don't know, San Jose, and he goes and plays second line minutes or something. Maybe they, instead of, they'd have Adam Henrique on the second line, move Joe Thornton up or something. Next up, 19, Thomas Hickey on New York. There's quite a few options, but I think that they'll want to move defenseman again. They might not to because they traded Hamonic and they think they're set on their top 4. But I don't know. I think they'll might want to trade Hickey, especially since he was $2 million for this next season, and he might ask for more. So one may never know, but who knows if they ask for like extension and he wants more. But yeah, number 20, Nick Holden on New York Rangers. He has a cheap deal, but who knows how much he'll ask for in the offseason. He's a top 6 guy, and he might play top 4 minutes for somebody else. Maybe like Toronto or like I don't know, Vancouver stays competitive. Who knows? Winnipeg maybe. Washington. I mean, he has a cheap deal. I think it's like 1.6 or something. He's gonna ask more in the offseason, but like a team that needs a defenseman might as well turn on that. Number 21, I have Kyle Turris on Ottawa. Not that I think that Ottawa wants to trade Kyle Turris, but I just think that there's not enough cap space to go around for all these skilled forwards. Now, they have to pay guys like Ryan and Stone. Like it gets to a point where that Bobby Ryan contract looks so bad. Like, but nobody's gonna take that Bobby Ryan contract. Nobody in the right mind is going to take that contract. So I think the odd man guy out is Kyle Turris. Now I love the guy. I love Kyle Turris. I love his play and I love the guy. But I think that he'll be a guy that gets shipped out because of a Bobby Ryan contract. Number 22 from Philly, Jacob Voracek. Kind of a situation like Kyle Turris, except I think that Philly has a cap space, but I don't think that Voracek is quite good enough to earn $8 million. I think that Philly knows that too. I think that they'll try and ship him out. And I mean, if he has a bounce back season this year, then maybe they want to keep him. But you know, I don't think he's worth $8 million at this point. But he'll have to prove himself this next season. Number 23, Carl Hagelin from Pittsburgh. He has an expiring deal. They might just let him go, or I think it's 2 years, but I think that they'll let him go when the time is coming, and I don't think that they are really gonna have the cap space for the next couple of off seasons to keep him. $4 million, he is worth every penny of that, but I don't think that the situation that Pittsburgh's in, I don't think that they'll necessarily want that contract around. Number 24, Justin Braun from San Jose. He's listed to play top 6 minutes. I think he is probably one of the better top 6 defensemen in the game. To play that kind of minutes, he'll do great on a lot of teams. Maybe again fit on Dallas Stars, but I think he's like $4 million or something like that. 2 more years, or it's either expiring deal. I can't really remember, but I think that I don't think he quite fits in that mold of the San Jose lineup really, because I think that they'll want to bring up some more young defensemen, and a guy like Braun is kind of blocking that. Now, they can keep him and keep a young guy for an injury, but, who knows if no injuries happen. Number 25, J-Mo Meester from St. Louis. He's getting up there. He has 2 more years. I really don't think St. Louis wants to keep the contract around, but who knows? Maybe they do. They could get a young defenseman, but it really comes down to if St. Louis wants to make a cup run, they think they're in for it. I'm not going to say if they're in for it because I don't really know at this point. But if they really think that they really go for it, then keep J-Mo Meester because he's a great veteran guy that can teach the youngins, and he's valuable on a team definitely. Number 26, Anton Strawman from Tampa Bay. Again, one of those situations where it's not like Tampa Bay doesn't want to keep him, but I don't know if they'll necessarily need him / can afford him. Now, he's not making too much, and I think he's worth what he's getting, but they can ship somebody else out, but like Brayden Coburn, but I don't think that's quite the case. I think that they'll want to trade Strawman just because it's like $1 million more for Strawman. Number 27 from Toronto is James Van Riemsdyk. Pretty obvious. He has an expiring deal. If they want to get rid of him, they'll probably get it quiet at the Hall from a team like maybe Winnipeg or Carolina. I think Carolina makes the most sense. But if Toronto does really well, let's say, and they want to keep him, he's a great playoff guy. He is a great playoff performer, and he can definitely get your team up there and get it going. So it all depends on their situation. But if they think they want to get something back for James Van Riemsdyk, they can. So that's my thoughts. Number 28, Edler / Tanev for Vancouver. I don't know why Vancouver want to trade Tanev. I don't think they do. I think Edler makes more sense. He's older. He has more of a contract going. But that's a great player for maybe a team like, I don't know, Buffalo, or maybe, I don't know, Columbus. There's quite a few teams that could fit the bill for that. That could need that. Now, I don't know if he will get traded, because who knows if Vancouver asks for way too much for him, but we'll have to wait and see. James Neal from Vegas Golden Knights, I think that he's pretty obvious there. He got it. He's probably going to get a little bit of a payday, and not a payday, but a payback for trading him. He's going to be a deadline acquisition. I don't think that Vegas is going to be necessarily competitive, so we'll have to wait and see. But I think that he'll get traded. He'll probably be the best forward that they have, but again, it'll all depend on their situation. They're not going to be competitive, I know that for sure, but they can trade him for a good prospect there. Number 30 from Washington, Lars Eller, a team that really was pretty hard to find a player, but I think that Lars Eller will fit the bill for a lot of third lines in the league, and I don't know if they really want to let him go or get something for him, so that's my just for it. Number 31, our last player on here, Toby Enstrom from Winnipeg. I don't know if they can necessarily afford more of that contract. I think it's 2 more years. But I don't know if he's necessarily worth what he's getting, and I don't know if they want to bring up a young guy, so, But I don't know if Toby Armstrong perfectly fits that team all that well. I mean, he is a physical player, more defensively, and who knows if they want that, like, because of their goaltending issue. I still don't think Steve Mason's the answer, but we'll have to wait and see. So that's going to be it for today, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you like. If you guys really did enjoy it, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.